Well, everyone, here we are, the finale of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, and the exciting conclusion of Turnabout success, the final trial. It's time for him to approach the witness stand. Who, you may ask? You're about to find out. Here we go. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant, Vera Misham, innocent or guilty? The court doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? So yeah, throughout the last part, you've been talking. Phoenix hasn't been talking to Apollo or Chusi. He's been talking to the jury this entire time. So basically, we were not only playing as Phoenix throughout the last part, but we're also playing as a jury member. So yeah, he's been talking to the jury this entire time, the whole since basically since the beginning of the trial to reliving Phoenix's last case to the secret mission investigation that Phoenix has been doing, and obviously the final trial. The jury has been watching the entire time, everything that has led up to this final trial. So as Phoenix says, are you ready to begin? I know I am. Are you? Here we go. Preparations complete. Let's enter. Something inside me, rising, surfacing. Something important, lost long ago. It's close now, so close. And thus, we are now in control of Apollo this time. Welcome back to court, everyone. Here we go. Court is now in a session for the trial of Vera Misham. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant, Vera Misham's condition? Acute atrial poisoning, according to her physician, so she could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the court today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here. It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little too harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tells us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right, if Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. About that. More on that when we get to it. Because, well, I will show something. You'll see. I'm not gonna let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Misham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. Oh, Clavier, you're about to realize the truth, and trust me, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you big time. Even you ain't gonna believe it. But Vera was poisoned with atro, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone the verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. Oh my goodness, excuse me there. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her a testimony before us. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. The prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claim to the court. Tell us how Vera Misham was poisoned. I've got two things to prove. Who did it and how. Which is first? Let's show how first. How did the killer poison Vera Misham? I will focus first on the method used. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle or container of the poison was found on the defendant's body. I see. So the vector of poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Misham? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Misham? It's time to present the good luck charm that Vera was holding since she was a child. The nail polish. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand. Anyways, is that nail polish? It's colorless. Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. So the killer put a poison in this bottle and made her drink it? Not exactly, Your Honor. As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like pink for nails. Know any women with red nails? My wife has red nails. I see. So she's been painting them all this time? Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Ugh! Prosecutor Gavin? When the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice? Yes? Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Misham? Why do you ask? Know someone who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. Yeah, look at Clavier. He is so nervous. Like I said, the truth is gonna hurt him. When Apollo reveals the one responsible, and he's not gonna like it. But unfortunately, it's the truth, and we have proof for why he did it. All right, here we go. Mr. Justice, you are about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. You realize the weight of this accusation. Here, let me show you. Ooh, I'm so scared. Understood. Your Honor, no problem. I know what I'm doing this time. Then let us ask, who poisoned Vera Misham via her nail polish? Dun dun dun! The first person that's highlighted. Christoph Gavin. What's this? Christoph Gavin? What's your game? My bro? There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know better than anyone else. Indeed. He is behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was possible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago. But Christoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as a special witness. Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay. The defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand. Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness, Christoph Gavin, is currently residing in solitary cell 13 at a central prison. Ah, Your Honor, how nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm sorry, I had to say something in my throat. It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know Mr. Christoph Gavin. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Why do I feel somehow like he's still my boss? Stiff upper lip, Apollo? You can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Aria Dodoni nail polish. Why yes, I use it myself. As did the late the defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet. And? Was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste, indeed. But this nail polish was how Vera Misham was poisoned. Actual poison, was it? You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier, maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again. By him again. Ah, and? You agree with this accusation, do you? Let's hold up proper trials, shall we? Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of the poisoning of the defendant, Vera Misham. Please testify on this matter to the court. All right. Last testimony. Trust me, this is the last testimony. This I do remember. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Breakfast. Alright, here we go. Owning the same nail polish does not murderer make. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds she poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father too. Surely you aren't going to suggest that I was responsible for poisoning her father too. Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Mishams. Is that so, Mr. Justice? Very well. Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned the Mishams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? Alright, here we go. And as you can see, the bracelet is activated. Alright, let's see. Let's head straight for the last one. Here we go, because this is the only one where he is in this position right now because everything else is just him in his curving the arms. All right. Let's activate the bracelet. Switch. Surely. Wow, look at that scar. Wow. It's weird, isn't it? I was responsible. But yeah, this is the first time we're seeing this scar. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to hear this again. But y'all saw that. It's weird. Like the shape of a skull. The only thing I'm gonna complain about this is that you're unable to zoom out or zoom in just a bit, you know, so you can have a clear viewing of the of the habit. But yeah, look at that. It's so weird. Yeah, look at that. Like a skull, you know? It's so weird. Anyways. Gotcha. It was you who killed Drew, Miss Ham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and a little the devil appeared to give me the news. And let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Miss Ham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Miss Ham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at a central prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way, all the same, and I found it too. This is how you poison Mr. Miss Ham. And thus we show the commemorative stamp. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Miss Ham died, he was seen writing a letter. Actual poison was found on the stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. Busted. That is all, Your Honor. Order! 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 Judge, the crowd wasn't being so loud. Anyways. Poison? On the back of that stamp? After Drew Miss Ham was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Miss Ham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need do is recall witness Spark Brushell's testimony. Well, that's the thing. See, after he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp. End quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence. He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. Why? Really, Clavier, you should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Misham would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assumed he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph. Clavier? Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with the bluff. You were, Christoph. What are you saying, Prosecutor Gavin? Air forehead. What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that. This poison stamp killed Drew Mishamja? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use the stamp. Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence. Christoph, you tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Christoph. I silence the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. But Mr. Gavin, that's in a permissible testimony. Very well. I shall take his claim head on then. Justice? What? You accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, yes? Then allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Apollo, motive. He's talking about a motive. Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter. Now here's something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder. This is a vital, if not the most vital, element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement. I'd say it's about this vital. That's pretty vital. As the player, ooh, I'm so scared. Well, Mr. Justice, I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. Then, let us see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham? And thus we present the forged evidence known as the Notebook Page. Christoph Gavin's motive becomes clear. When we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place, and why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnifique Grammarier's diary? When Attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request the forgery be made? That was never proven. The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright, who, or other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it. And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Misham by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase everything and anyone with connections to the forgery, to keep them from talking. But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's as his time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Air forehead. Do you understand what you're telling us? Duh. The one who schemed up the forgery page was the one who poisoned the stamp. It was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. True, Phoenix did present that forged evidence, but that's all he did. That's basically all he did, was present that piece of evidence. Do you see where I'm getting? Do you see where I'm going with this? Phoenix only presented the evidence. That's it. And on top of that, I forgot to mention that it was given to him by a young by Chusi when she was only 8 at the time. But that forged letter was given to Chusi by a mysterious person. But who was that mysterious person that gave Chusi that notebook page, and from Chusi to Phoenix? Who is the real culprit? Do you see where I'm going with this? Adding other two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright. Sorry, but that's not how it's gonna go down. Oh, then how will it go down? I checked through the records on that case when I found this 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh, old boy. Here. What's this? I don't know. I got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand. I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards, and that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. But day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shadi in Nigmar's previous defense attorney? Dun dun dun! No, this can't all be. But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph Gavin. Order! 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 What is the meaning of this? Witness, I mean, defendant, or former lawyer. Let me begin by denying this. It's easy to look up, Mr. Gavin, and impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield. Air forehead. Are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence! Evidence that shows this man, Christoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago. Clavier, just prove it. Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case. He must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that the darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's leak to Drew Misham? Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested of forgery Drew Misham 7 years ago. Prove it. It can't be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not. Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? Whatever happened to Air Forehead? I am. Then I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well. But if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty. Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice, fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link, something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Misham. I have something that does not that clearly does the job. Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us of a link between our witness and Drew Misham. And thus we present. Where is it? Letter from Misham. Here we go. This evidence proves there's a link. That scrap of paper? I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting. Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habit. Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? Yeah, this is my opinion, but I think there's a difference between forgery and reproduction or copying. Basically, what Phoenix did was he basically, if you recall that little camera that he had in his hat, basically what he was doing was looking at that letter. That's it. And all he did was get a piece of paper and wrote down everything that was on that letter. So basically it was copying or reproduction in a way. So there's a difference between uh, reproduction and forgery. Because if it were a forgery, recall what Drew Misham said back in the past trial. He had this little watermark or mark that proves that the fake notebook page was a forgery. It's because he had like a little watermark or something. But yeah, this was just Phoenix recording the letter with this hidden camera, and basically getting a piece of paper and just writing down the contents of that letter. So that's why what I meant. It's my opinion that there's a difference between forgery and reproduction. When Mr. Wright did Christoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video, a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happened to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin? But Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor? Your decision, please. The defense's claim is denied. What? Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Well, we've certainly took a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point. Apollo, do something! I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well. This ends the special witness's cross-examination. The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin? Frankly, I'm relieved. This has to be bothering me for 7 whole years. And I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet. Hey, Christoph? Clavier? You're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor. Your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember what's really important to you. You amuse me, Air Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Air Right? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence, and the next moment, you called in Drew Misham. It was almost as if what? Funny. It didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see that there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew because you told me, Christoph. What? It was the night before the trial. Phone call. I think it was, if I remember correctly. Clavier. Christoph? Odds seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen, I want you to call in a special witness. Then, I wondered about it at the time. How did Christoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. Christoph, we were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserve that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings? Which would have included Magnifi's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin? My, Clavier. You disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me, what was going on behind that trial? Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Apollo, I think we're finally gonna shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Grammarier. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Christoph Gavin. So yeah, there's a reason why Christoph did what he did. He was supposed to be the original attorney to defend Zach. However, at the detention center, they played a game of poker. But somehow Zach saw Christoph's poker face in a way, and excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. All right. So basically, Zach saw his poker face, and well, he lost. Well, Christoph lost, and Zach fired him as his defense attorney, and because of that, Christoph got really mad. Yeah, it really got him mad, and because of that, he did what we just saw earlier. He went to Clavier. Well, he went to Drew Misham first and forged that little notebook page, and then after that, he went to go see Clavier, informed him about the bad news about them not going against each other in court, and Christoph tells Clavier that should he bring out this notebook page, he should bring out a special witness, and well, you know, the rest is history. This was all because Zach fired Christoph as his attorney, and he was not happy about it. Seriously, he was not happy about it at all, and which caused him to do what he did. Man, this guy has some serious issues. Seriously. Anyways, I couldn't believe it. Phoenix, right? A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs? A second-rate attorney? Dude! Never mind. You have no idea what he's been through. Seriously, how can you call him second-rate attorney. You didn't know who he was. Well, I thought yeah, we're friends, but yeah. I mean, come on, he's handled some of the toughest cases you wouldn't even think of. The toughest cases you wouldn't dare to even think about. Anyways, he dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserves to die for that error alone. Hold it! So the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these two men shamed me, and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Garmerier both got deserved what they got. So you asked Mr. Misham to forge that evidence so you could win, but then you were when you were dismissed as Zach Garmier's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me in information about that forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Jealousy. But yeah, jealousy. I'm sorry. Revenge. All because he was fired as Zach's attorney. Anyways, incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin? Perfectly. You're mad, Christoph. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me. How did that trial end? Cancelled when the defendant vanished. Ah, I get it. So, Christoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years. What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance, so you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. You know, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said, every day for 7 years. But I felt it too. Quote, sure he is being watched. End quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Garmerier got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me. Wait just a minute. Zach Garmerier was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone for 7 years? Finally, I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we could get here so fast. Zach Garmerier gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father. What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him. Right. Leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Shoddy Smith, was it? Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant. Tragic. The details don't really matter now. What matters is that traveler was Zach Grammarier. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going. I'll talk about it later. Did did she already know? Oh, I guess she did. I guess she did. Anyways, someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this? Mm-hmm. It all started 7 years ago. The great magician Magnifique Grammarier's death started it. Magnifique Grammarier's death and his student, Zach Grammarier, the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Christoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence. Drew Misham? Actually, it was his daughter Vera who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Precautions? To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive, and there'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. Actual poison. Applied to a commemorative stamp, but luck was on Misham's side. The bomb didn't go off. His daughter, she saved them by taking the stamp, I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Eridani nail polish, of course. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she had a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. Oh! That nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me. Yes, apparently she received something, a gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from that client, the one who wanted that note made. It was his insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, my fault. But if she had to go outside, if she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest. Her time bombs sat there for 7 years, and then they went off almost simultaneously. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavier, surely you understand. We're back to evidence. But lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the actual poison that took Drew Missam's life. What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Ramarier to keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shoddy Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive. Okay then, why'd you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Misham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is the defendant Vera Misham who is on trial here. No, but you were doing so good, Apollo. As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of inquiry, that's questions, that is, cannot find Vera Misham innocent. Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence. You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was poison in a nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Misham to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you. What? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor, Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Christoph, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for a new judicial system. Huh? That's right. I totally forgotten. The jurist system. Jurists, you say? The current judicial system has been deemed to closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? In trusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers? Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense! There is only room for two in this court. Me and the law. Keep that riffraff out. Out, I say. About that. Yeah, no one's talking. And yeah, Kristoff had no idea about the jurist system at all. I guess that was the one thing that was kept away from him. They're not in court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. You know what? Let me save right here. More on that later. And continue on from save point. Okay, here we go. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright? So, everything was leading to this. Of course. Right. 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 Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. I won't accept it. I can't accept it. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You let ignorant swine soil your courts? Kristoff, it's over. Clavier! The law is absolute? You can't be serious. What? Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions. The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. More than that, actually. Like a gem, polished to a gleam through trials and errors. It is the fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing, nurturing it. Nurturing it is our task as human beings. Except for you, Kristoff. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as a trial of Vera Misham, accused of murdering her father, the painter Drew Misham. However, several other several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. And this is where I really have to save. But I'll be right back, so cut. Okay, I'm back. Alright, here we go. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurists of the court, for the death of Drew Misham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Misham? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter. Alright. Jurist chambers. Here we go. This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Misham is currently in the IC. That's intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. Please, wait. Yes? Jurist number 6? There's something in the jurist's handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I've looked into all of your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case, I see. Does that answer your concern? It is time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Misham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely, judge well. And yeah, guess who that is? It's Lami, or in this case, Thalassa Grammarier, the mother of Apollo and Trucy. Now, here is where we get to a fork in the road. There are 2 endings I've been saving. I've been keeping shut about this, but there are 2 cases. There are 2 endings, and I'm pushing the start button, and the pause menu is not showing. Meaning, I paused it at just the right time, actually. So yes, there are 2 endings to this episode. So, the ending I'm going to go first is the good ending, and I'll leave the bad ending after the credit scene. So, as I said, there are 2 endings. So, I can choose not guilty or guilty. So I'm gonna go with not guilty. So we're gonna see the true ending first, and then I'll save the guilty for last. Or you know what? I might as well. So that way I'll end the Reddit scene for last. So I might as well do that. So let's go with the bad ending first. Alright, here we go. Let's confirm. And yeah, as you can see, the bracelet. Now for the bad ending. And so, a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. A hung jury. The final verdict would have to wait for the following day. But fate had different plans. That night, defendant Vera Misham's condition worsened. She died in her hospital bed. Her verdict was postponed for eternity. And there you go. That's your bad ending. Because you chose guilty, Vera's condition worsened, and unfortunately, she passed away in the hospital bed. Though that verdict got forever postponed. So yeah, a very sad ending, isn't it? Excuse me 1 second. Cut. Okay, I'm back. Alright. So, let's see the real ending. The good ending. So I'm gonna skip all this. Okay. Or you know what? I'll be back. So I'm gonna cut to the choice. So, cut. Okay, I'm back. Alright, here we go. Now I can happily say she is not guilty. I'm gonna confirm. We see that bracelet again, and it's none other than the Lassa Grammarier. And so, a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent. By unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Christoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. I wonder how that laugh would have sounded like. And no, I will not put no Joker laugh or anything. Sorry. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Misham opened her eyes. So, Vera Misham was in this room, and it's full of mangas, a small piano, and two bottles of wine. Why would she sleep there? Or maybe she was in the next bed right here. Because this is where Phoenix would normally be, well, lying down. But I think she would probably be in this bed right here. Alright. Move the mouse cursor out the way. Alright. Vera, I'm so glad. I don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera, hey now, don't you start crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this. But Vera? Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have been your nails. No, I was wrong. staying locked inside that, inside like that, cleaning to my good luck charm. Vera, when I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world, to see things with your own eyes. It looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life. I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here. Let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. Ooh, look, it's me. I love it. Thanks. Is that me? She really I captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so, at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Daddy? Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that. He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier. You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all? You know, I knew my real daddy was alive. Huh? I was there 7 years ago. Remember? I was the one who helped them vanish from the courtroom. You did what? How? I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away. We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next Grammarier, after all. Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he? It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy now. Even if he can't really play the piano, that he can't. Oh, and I've got you too. Even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes. Glad I made your list. Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy? The one who can't play. Do you know Apollo? I think he said he had to meet someone. I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy? Yeah, about Phoenix's first love. Again, I forgot her name. Not Dahlia. Iris. There we go. Iris. Where is Iris? Is she still in jail? No, I kind of doubt she's still in jail. I mean, it's been 7 years since the events of Trials and Tribulation. I mean, surely they would have freed her by now. I mean, and then go straight to Phoenix, and then they would have dated and, you know, live happily ever after. But that turned out to not be the case. I wonder why. Phoenix. Huh. Oh. Juicy? Hmm? Yes, Vera? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted yet. Here goes. Do us an assassination, Mr. Hat. Objection. Not loud enough, and I like Miss Magic underwear better anyway. That's magic panties, Apollo. So, your memories returned. Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Uncalled for sneeze, that is. Ugh. Yeah, keep in mind I have been doing a lot of clean up backyard, and the amount of sawdust, I think that might be bad if you smell so much. I mean, like if you inhale so much. I guess because of that sawdust, my nose became like itchy, or it's probably allergies. I'm not sure. Anyways, I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lami. But you knew my true identity. Did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists. Ah, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that regaining your your memory would make you happy. Of course it is a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. But now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This too, I think, is thanks to you. Are you going to tell them? They do not know? Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings. I will go to them when the time is right. Until then, more on that when we get to Spirit of Justice. Don't worry. I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet. Yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. But your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago, now in Christoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. 2 fates destined to intertwine, and I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that. Such a small thing, that bullet, yet it tore who I was away. Ten years ago, during a simple rehearsal, it was a miracle no one died. but I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left the trope. My family. Now, my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I am glad to be alive. Mr. Wright. Speaking of miracles, Vera Misham regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange thing. Fate. Sometimes a life is taken. Sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story. For now, anyways. I've still got a long way to go, and this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We lost it, but somehow we gain it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep at this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time. Gotta go. Courts of Steel. Here comes justice. And that's it. That is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I'm glad you're singing with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found it on my long lost big little brother. Oh, so don't worry about Trope Grammar 8. I'll leave all that text because it goes by very, very, very quickly. But yeah, there's so much to read. I'm not that much of a fast reader. And wow, the it's supposed to be like it's supposed to have this 3D look with the pictures loading, and here we see Clavier. But yeah, 4 games down, 2 more to go. So I will. So the next game I will be doing. Sorry for the next mainline series game that I'll be playing. That's not until September, and that is Phoenix Ace Attorney Dual Destinies for the 3DS. Yes, I said it, 3DS. Unfortunately, I tried to play the Apollo Justice Trilogy, well, attempted to open it, but unfortunately it said that my graphics card wasn't compatible with the game, unfortunately. Yeah, it's because the graphics card I'm using is basically an integrated graphics card known as the Intel HD Graphics 4600, and the OpenGL on it is basically 4.0. So yeah, I don't think there's nothing I can do there unless I buy a different graphics card. That's basically what I need, is a new graphics card that maybe it might have the OpenGL 4.5, you know, like a higher version. So yeah, so for now I have to rely on the 3DS emulator for the last 2 games, but hopefully I should be able to get my headset mic adjusted for the fingerprint powder segments. So yeah, it might be a pain, but hopefully I should be able to get the whole thing working come September. So yeah, it's gonna be a pain. So, and hopefully in the future I should be able to get a new graphics card, one that I can use with just straight up HDMI port only. It's because I use an adapter, basically a display port to HDMI, which is just an adapter. I hook it up to the computer, and I attach I hook up an HDMI cable and towards the monitor. However, that monitor I use my HD monitor unfortunately gave up the ghost. So yeah, I'm using an old monitor that only uses VGA. So not only do I need a new graphics card, but a new monitor. So hopefully in the future I will obtain at least one of those things. I mean, because when you think about it, graphics cards are expensive, and I'm talking expensive. Oh my goodness. But yeah, there you have it. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney or Gyakuten Saiban 4. So tune in next time where I go back to regular Let's Plays as I return to a franchise that I once did a marathon of the first 6 games, and that is the classic Mega Man series. Next time we delve into the 7th game in the series with Mega Man 7. That's gonna be my next Let's Play coming up, so look forward to that. Yeah, if she already has her memories back, why can't she... Oh, I get it now. Okay, so she has her memories back, but she now uses that name Lami as her stage name. She now knows who she really is, but she's using Lami or Ray as her stage name. So I get it now. But the only thing, these credit scenes are just so long. I don't know why, because it pretty much has to cover every single character that appeared in the game, even its villains, though I don't see Christoph Gavin, or I might have missed him when I wasn't looking. And look at the picture. That looks awesome. Well, a sketch picture. That looks awesome. It might ask me to save the game. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Or maybe there's a post-credit scene. Nope, never mind. But yeah, thank you for tuning in on this Let's Play of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney or Gyakuten Saiban 4. Take care, see you next trial, and God bless. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and share with all your family and friends. If you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click that bell to receive notifications for new videos. Take care, and God bless.